Hello everyone, so welcome back. Hope you're alright. We're gonna get on with things now. I got myself a drink, so away we go. So I've been working on the lab a little bit, trying to block it out. Stayed up a little bit last night getting this done, but it's not too bad. So now we're just going ahead and detailing areas, and then we'll be doing lighting later and adding little bits of scenery around all over the place. And hopefully it should be good. So before I just get lost in my own thoughts here, there are a couple of little things that I've done to neaten this up, or at least make it feel like it's lived in, or rather used. Basically, for starters, I decided I'd do the scale to the monsters rather than humans. So the entire area is basically scaled to Asgore's height. So the roof is, I'm gonna say, about 9 feet tall, probably. It looks crazy, but the reason for that is primarily because I thought if there's one character that's gonna be really big that needs to get around here, or would get around here, it'd be Asgore. So I took his model and used it as a template. So everything's going to look gigantic, a little bit like the rails and the stairs and everything else. But it's to scale. Oh. And then I've just been doing little detailing here and there. We did the skirting. Just doing the handrails now. And then later on we'll be doing the lighting. I did place a load of lights last night. Hi, Amber. I did place a load of lights last night, but I don't know whether I'll keep all of them or not. I've deliberately designed them all so that they can be flickering if they need to. Because I want to have that sort of really run down, almost Resident Evil style vibe with it. So I figure I'm going to need to scatter a lot of stuff throughout to kind of get that. Whether it be little bits of scenery or other things. Ember, I hope the audio is okay. I'm just double checking with you because I don't like it if I do an entire stream and it's messed up. Hopefully it's okay. So, let's put this here. So what I'm trying to do is just get the handrails done as quickly as I can. I had a look at the sprite work. And you're louder than the banjo in the background. It's not so much a banjo, but okay. At least I'm louder than it. Thank you very much for that. I've had streams before where you defeated Snowden. No, I didn't. I really didn't. We haven't got past Snowden yet. I think I mentioned this in the previous video. Basically, what happened was I was looking for models to do other parts of the animation for. Oh, with, sorry. And found some that I could use. The only problem that I've encountered is that the creator basically wanted some security that they would, the models would be used for how they were intended. Or rather, how they wanted them used, because I basically pitched it and said, look, excuse me. I basically pitched the entire animation and said, look, I need these models because they'll help with this section. Do you mind, either giving them to me or I'll buy them off you? I'll show you a special pitch or whatever. So I put together a pitch that evening, which just consisted of a lot of finished shots that I've not shown anybody else. And I just went, look, here, this is what I'm doing. It's pretty crazy. I need your help. And they were happy enough. They'll probably watch this later on. They were happy enough, or they seemed happy enough to help out. So, one of my reassurances to them, to make sure that they would see progress and, know that this was going to the right place, was one of my reassurances was I'll do the True Lab section where most of the models will be used, right now. So I basically had to shelf snowed in for the time being, even though snowed in is incredibly complicated and I really wanted it done for Christmas. I don't know whether I will actually get it done for Christmas now. The idea is that a lot of the other sections I have basically done or blocked out. So I can just like edit little sections, change level layouts, or just completely do new ones. Level layouts aren't too hard, it's the animations themselves. Like getting the characters looking accurate, and then also animating them how you would expect is incredibly hard. So yeah. Either way, I did lesser doggo before we shelved snowed in for the time being, and I'm so happy with lesser doggo. Like no joke, I worked on it for a while, just getting it to look as cute as possible. So I'm really happy with that one now. Primarily because you have Sans and Papyrus acting all crazy. And then, you know, you've got Lesser Doggo acting really cute within the first 15 minutes of Snowed In. So yeah, it's cool to look at. Here we go. I may end up breaking one of these off the wall, you know, the rails. What I also need to do is cap the ends, because you can see straight through them. It's no big deal, though. I can do it later. I think Cheems the Abyss Walker is cute. Oh. So yeah, I've been taking a lot of inspiration from Dark Souls recently. Just for different things. It's like I did the reference to Sif with Lesser Doggo. And then in here, we actually took the Alluring Skull and used it to make the DT extractor machine. Or rather, used it as a template. I just modeled around it. I showed it on the last behind-the-scenes video that I did. Like the mini-series one. I modeled around it, and then kind of came up with my own thing after messing around with it here. And then we have this giant skull that just sits in the bottom of the lab with this, like, pit around it. I actually need to light that up properly and give it some atmospherics. But hopefully it'll be really nice looking when I'm done with it. Just using Bezier curves here to do the railings, because it's a little bit easier doing it that way. Cool item nearly nobody uses. Yeah, it's like I looked for skulls and stuff, and I was looking for like a really good skull model, because I needed that done. Like, that's one of the main parts that fans focus on, is that skull in the bottom of the lab. It's got, like, some massive significance to it. And, I was like, I need this to look good, really good. So, I'm gonna have to obviously model it myself. I wasn't too scared about modeling it in Blender, primarily because Blender, like, switching from 3ds Max to Blender has been amazing over the past couple of years. 3ds Max was the program that I used beforehand, and it's an industry standard one with Maya. They both are used to kind of create whatever you would like for the industry. And I used 3ds from about 2005 until about, I'd say 2019, 2020. And then I switched over to Blender, and Blender just makes everything a lot easier. And so it's like, an example would be, with 3DS, it takes forever to do anything. You have to be like really accurate with how you do things. And there's no real sort of leeway for mistakes. There's no sort of going back and being like, oh, okay, I can change this easily. Instead, it's like, you make a mistake, you have to deal with it. Whereas Blender, it's like, you make a mistake or something goes wrong, there's always some kind of technique that you can pull off that will keep the mesh clean. So it doesn't look like a complete mesh. A complete mess, sorry. And then, you know, it'll make the mesh clean, and then you can also go back to however you wanted. Like, for instance, the easiest one for me to explain here is that skull. Like, that skull has a load of polygons in it. You can tell by the wireframe. it doesn't necessarily need all of those. But the best part about Blender is I can take those polygons out if I decide, you know, it's a little bit too much or it's a little bit too laggy. Blender actually has like a couple of tools where you can up the resolution, change things with a sculpture tool, and then lower the resolution again, and it'll stay like how you've sculpted it. And it sounds nuts for, you know, somebody who's used 3DS for so long. But for anybody that's used Blender, it's just like your average day. It's it's pretty crazy. Basically, just Blender makes everything a lot easier. A lot easier. And I just realized I haven't split these rails up. Okay, I'll split them up later. I'll just put that under general rails for now. But yeah, it's so good seeing everything in Blender be super easy. Should have seen it last night. I needed to get most of this floor plan done. I said I would get it done in one of my videos. And basically last night I was like, right, let's get this done. So sat down. It was like, I think 12 at night I started. And I was like, right, I'll set myself a limit. I'll go until like 3 a.m. and then I'll get to sleep. That didn't work. It ended up being like 5 a.m. Mainly because halfway through Moody took over and just went, dude, let me do this. So yeah, I basically stayed up until like 5 a.m. working on this. And just getting the layout done and sourcing assets and things and making sure it started to look okay. And then I just woke up at like 1 p.m. and was like, right, time to start on it again. Watched a couple of videos and then away we go. Best part about this is I always like slapping on some really good music and then just working until it's done. Absolutely love that. From what my limited brain can comprehend, Blender is just better and the other thing is buds. The thing is, it's like, if I was to explain it in a little bit more, I hate to say simple because it makes it sound as though, you know, there's insulting connotation if I say simple. The easiest way to explain it for people who aren't familiar with the programs, 3DS is very rigid. It's been an industry standard for ages. It's been used on almost every single old game, and by old game I mean around the early 2000s they started using it. I started using it roughly around 2005, 2006, and it keeps getting updated, but it and Maya are basically competing against each other. But it's very rigid in its tool set, in that there are a lot of things you can do with it, and there are neat shortcuts for doing certain things, but the thing is, it's like, if you want to do something easily, sometimes it's not as easy as you would think. Whereas with Blender, Blender has a lot of tools because it's, you know, it's open source, more or less. People can just make stuff whenever they want and it'll be a plugin. With Blender, you can just find plugins that'll help you create whatever you want. Whereas with 3DS, it's like, if you want those plugins, you have to pay for them. Like, sure, you have the same with Blender, but 3DS, it's harder to find those plugins to do simple things. Like, for instance, 3DS didn't have a sculpt tool for years. Blender, from what I know, has had one for quite a while. Certain things, like how the UI works, and how easy it is to render things out, and how easy it is to do animation in it as well. Blender just trumps 3DS easily, even though, you know, it's an industry standard. Like I said, it's just, it's hard. The worst part about me trying to explain all of this is, a lot of it is explaining it from knowledge that I have. So it's like, if you don't have knowledge, it's kind of awkward, and it sounds like me just ranting and rambling for no reason. I don't mean for it to sound like that, it's just, It's like trying to compare a car that works well and will get you from A to B, it's pretty comfy, but isn't the best, to a car that is incredibly comfy, might look a little bit rough around the edges, but it's got all the complete features that you'd like AC and everything, just straight out of the gate, and it just works really nicely. You don't have to really, take it for any services anytime soon. It passes its MOT every single time. It's crazy. But yeah, we're doing the True Lab. I did some interesting things with the True Lab recently. I had to get the DT extractor, which is the giant skull, and the generator done. The generator, I joked about the design of it, but what we've done here is I put all the textures on it, so it looks pretty cool. The only thing it needs is the pipes texturing. That's literally no big deal. But the actual generator itself, looking like that in the dark, that looks so cool. Because this entire area is meant to be really dark. And I put a battery on the front of it, because it's got this like weird design going up the front of it. And it just looked like something that I could use. Because you got to interpret these designs, how Toby and the art team of like Temmie and everybody did the sprites. So it was like, okay, I'll put the heart here. And I'll put like this giant battery symbol on it, because it had like this red sort of thing going up it. So it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Shows how much energy it has in it. And then the rest of the details are done in like full 3D. Ember says, oh, it's untextured on the pipes. I was worried it ran on milk. No. Magical energy. But yeah, we got to... Later on, I'll do the switches and the doors, because here's the door for the generator room, or it will be. This is going to be a lift shaft. I really need to hang some wires from the ceiling on almost every one of these areas, so I might just end up doing black wires going all the way around the lab. Like, for instance, I could do some coming from the lights here and going around, and then going, like, into the wall over here. And then, like, up the stairs and hanging off, because the sprite work actually shows that. It's evocative. Inverted cross. Actually a battery heart symbol stark red. Ooh. Maybe that was unintentional of me. I need to fit a bath over here. We got a load of beds that need to go here. So what I'll do is I'll try getting some scenery for this place, because I really need it. Let's try going to the good old model resource. The model resource site is really good for just sourcing stuff. It's either that or MMD for me. It's like MMD is really good. Let's do office. You guys won't see this for the moment, but what I'm doing is I'm literally just searching up a load of different office or hospital style assets that I can use here. And then I've got to search up the map as well. Hear me typing away there like mad. Okay, so I need to open up one of these areas already. I need to... Oh, there we go. So what I might do is I might get stuff from the other version and put them on the wall. I've got to do some door frames, some mirrors. There's a lot of crazy stuff to do. I've got to open up one of these areas and put a set of tables on it. Again, you guys won't see this for the moment. Just trying to get these assets and then I can just throw them straight in and away we go. Let's try. I need potted plants, of which there's some. I can grab those. Let's see what I'm using here. I'll even mention it so you guys can check it out if you want. Let's see, is it... What's it? From a 3DS game? Yeah, that's not too bad. So it's Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire potted plants. And then what I'm going to do is just change the texture on them. Because they look low poly enough. The most office thing I know of is a water dispenser. Do we actually have one? I don't think we do. Like, hang on, let me see about this. Let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. Have I got anything that's like dubious on screen here? No, I don't. I gotta be careful with that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's do window capture. Yeah, there we go. It's very sinister right now. Okay, there we go. So what we'll do is we'll just... Oh. Come on now. Ah! Doing this the wrong way. It's fine. Window. It's okay, I'm just stuck behind all of this. I love the way we've got like this, the sinister music going on. Okay, there we go. So this is the actual map for the lab. We start off down here, and we go across, and we go up. And I'm gonna need some potted plants here, and a drinks machine, of which I can probably get that. I'm gonna need the door. The door's special in that it has these like energy display things on it. It's the best way of putting it. So I'm gonna need those modeled. Hey, Classic! How are you today? My job ticked me off, says Classic. I went home sick, which I'm not management, not good. Bandai offered me a job. I can fight for the anime. I can finally. I don't want to go to CA. I'll try, says Classic. Hope everything goes okay for you, Classic, and hope you get better soon. So we got all these displays of which I can salvage from the Source Filmmaker version of the lab that I've got. And then we've got these basically hospital beds. I can put those in. I need these switches all over the place. We got sinks, we got a couple of tables. I might need to actually flesh the areas out and re-texture the floor and stuff. There's the generator room. Then we got the lift here that's in between the generator room. I need to import the model for that. I might do in a little bit. Then we got all the beds and the dog bowl and then the clock. Then down here we got the flowers, we got the mirrors. The mirrors are going to be no problem. Like, Blender handles mirrors really well. What I'll do, though, is I'll leave a slight gap in between all of these. The fans, I might have to extrude back, though, so I can do the fans. We got a couple of Alphys's notes on the floor. For the way this goes here, what I might do is just make fake walls that kind of narrow the corridor in a little bit. And then we've got the skull room. I need to include the TV and the VHS player. And then the VHSs either side on the bookshelves. I also need to include a bath and a shower curtain. And then in here we've got the cold room. So I'm going to have to change up the flooring here. It's going to be a lot darker. I might even use tiles in here instead of the floor tiles that I've got, like actual proper ceramic style ones, and make it kind of reflective. We got fans in the ceiling. I'm going to need to extrude back that way, I think. And then we got another switch room. So the most frequently used thing at the moment, outside of these screens and the fans, is the switches. I'm going to have to model those at some point. I don't want to like go around rearranging stuff just yet, but I will get assets. So let's get these assets in place and we'll see what we can do. Like, I figure if I get the atmosphere for this just right, it's going to be really cool. Just gotta... I don't know whether to use hospital beds or actual beds for the actual... the actual bedroom. Because it is a lab, but it kind of looks like a hospital after all. It's a bit like it's a mix between an office, a lab, and a morgue of sorts. That's the feel I get from it. What you don't see is me trying to import models from Source into here. Metal frame beds, no comfort allowed. No, 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 you do... Like, I don't want to go full-on horror. Don't mind me, I'm just going into the Source Filmmaker file. You guys won't see this, but you'll see it appear on stream in a moment. What was it? Steam apps, common, source. Where you at? Like I don't want this to be too foreboding, but at the same time, it's got to have that creepy atmosphere. I feel like if I can find hospital beds that actually look comfy, that'll be good. Where is it? The guy that's done these models and ported them to Source Filmmaker is Half-Life 5. I'm just gonna get his stuff for this. Where is it? True Lab, bedroom, True Lab, house, restaurant, final corridor. I mean, just get the bedroom and see whether... Oh no, wait. There's the extraction room. Yeah, let's just do the bedroom for the moment. Cozy and comfy, the thing lit very ominously works. Yeah. Like, just... Let me... I'm just gonna get some of this stuff from Source. Like, hang on. I'll show you the stuff that's in Source Filmmaker. I'll open Blender. Oh, I'll open the Blender version of it. These textures actually don't look too bad. The beds on it definitely look a little bit crazy. I remember lighting this up differently. So, if I just grab Blender and go to Blender? Okay, so this is... Oh no. I forgot. It's stuck behind here. So this is what we've got from Source Filmmaker. And this is what somebody's other interpretation of the True Lab was. I think having these potted plants might save me some time. That dog bowl as well. Or I could just download those. What I actually want from this is that screen on the wall. It's very handy to have, so I'm just going to do the one thing that people don't like, and that's edit the model. The reason why I say this is because a lot of people, you know, they don't like the models being edited or being used for different things. I can totally understand that, but I have actually credited the people as well. It's not as if I'm just flat out stealing. I've said this many times with this project, if I can get around things or do things without stealing and, you know, asking the developers nicely to help out, that's better for me than just going ahead and ripping stuff and then being like, so check this out, this is what I did. No. As well as that, I'm not actually taking credits for any of the models. I'm taking credits for the animation, but not the models. So let's see if this still works. Yep, it does. Okay, so we can take off the 2 blanket things there, because we don't need those. And then we'll do the materials. So we'll do... we don't need bed, don't need wall, don't need pipe, don't need blanket. Screen, yes. Frame, I don't know. Vase, ladder, tile, text we need. Okay, so screen... Screen 2 is going to be the silver one, we don't need to worry about that. Screen 1... Let's just change all this up for the moment. We got... Okay, there we go. Hey, Jevel's team on. If John was here, he'd probably scream his head off at this. I made him listen to Jevel's theme over and over again at one point. I say that, I didn't make him. It was more the whole thing of he liked listening to it with me. And we listen to it a lot. Hey, Apocalyptic! Nice to see you. Apocalyptic says, played some Apex. Oh, nice. Jem plays Apex. She really enjoys it. So there we go. We got this like highly reflective screen now. And then for the shader, for the text, we're going to have... There we go, entry. I'd love to do the entries as actual proper entries here, but We'll just have it appear like it does in game. So what I need to do here is doing a mission on it, and then the alpha as well. Shading, we go to shading. I use Bloodhound, says Apocalyptic. Oh, nice. Gem play is a mixture of characters. Sometimes she'll play Fuse, sometimes she'll play Watson. A little bit of a mix. The little grey bar makes me think this is a microwave door. I don't actually know whether that's... Is that like legit? Hang on, let me check the sprites. I have to keep going between sprites and actual like 3D stuff here to make this out. It is. It's right. I don't know why it's like that, but okay. So we got that working. That's all fine and dandy. It doesn't require any shadows. And then when we change the alpha on this... Actually, can we change the alpha? No, not now, but we can have it on a slider. I like the way it actually, naturally, this is something that you wouldn't get in the other program that I was on about before. It naturally highlights everything around it, like an emissive wood, so you get that little faint glow from it. Whereas with the other program, you'd have to actually try and emulate that with lights and things. At least in the older versions, it was pretty nuts to work with. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to save this as a FBX. Just give me a moment. Crew, lab, screen. And we're going to place all of these around the place. Give it a little bit of a nice feel to it. I've got to make sure I close this version. There we go. So we got Blender back open here. We'll do scenery. But yeah, trying to do this legit, as in like not upsetting anybody and not stealing stuff, is pretty crazy. Oh crap! I forgot about the key point with the model here being that it's in one of the tiny files. I'm gonna now take that and then there we go. So that's in the screens file. So if I go to import or append, then go to screen collection, and then I think it's clamped one screens. Okay, there we go. So we got a first screen here. I just need to make that the right scale, and then from there we can just dot these around the place, and then we'll be getting there. I'm gonna have to put them in the right places as well at the right intervals. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna scale this up to Asgore. Again, I'm scaling everything to Asgore. He's like 7 feet tall, so at least that's what some of the character stuff shows. I just don't want everything to be too high that my character can't read it, so there we go. So now should be able to place those around and not have any problems and them look okay. Classic says, just being a challenge because my channel just... MZA? Wait, what? I think it's something... I think it's supposed to read, my channel I just made for money on YouTube. So challenging. I wonder why I had such a hard time at job today. Making money on YouTube is a bit awkward until you've got a sizable fan base. It's just a case of keeping up the good work and trying your hardest. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to place 4 of these based on where they are in the game. In the first area, because all these detail the lore for the lab and everything. I need to embed them in the walls if I can. Let's see how that looks. Okay, and then if I get this to work, I gotta bring this up. Hey, so if you look at that now, hey, look at that. It's there's no lights in the level at the moment, only glow. So I like the way that the glow is working at the moment. Okay. So all these are going to be entries detailing what's going on. I'm happy I can make money now. This is classic. You need to pull in a lot of views to make money on YouTube. It's pretty nuts. And if you don't do it consistently, well then YouTube takes away your ad revenue. It's challenging, but it's fun. 2, 3, 4, roughly. I'm just eyeballing this. There's always OnlyFans, says Ember. Yeah, like Jen's got. Like Jen's avatar. Oh. Or at least the joke about that. Right, we got one on this wall. See how big this wall is? Okay, so the wall here is bigger compared to what I've done, so it might need to be bigger on my version. It's raining on my phone, pushing the buttons I missed type things is classic. It's fine. There we go, so we're slowly getting this set up. Funny thing is, if I have to retexture this again, I have to retexture it. It's no big deal. Make sure I save this. The funny thing is, it's like I've had people say to me before, it's like, dude, why are you modeling the entire area, you know, if you're only going to shoot certain parts of it? The problem is, if a character walks off screen or walks into another area and you don't see the stuff that's supposed to be there, it breaks the illusion, and I can't just, like, if I want sweeping camera pans, I can't do that and have stuff not be there, so basically it's like, yeah, I gotta model everything. That needs to be in there. This room's gonna need to be longer, I think. I'm just taking into account how much stuff needs to go in and then mixing it with the sprite work and the models. Because, like, it's going to be interesting. Because it's all based on Asgore's scale, right? About how big Asgore is and then working up from that. So hopefully it won't be too bad. When I get the stretcher beds in here, we'll see how crazy it is because I have to scale up the monsters. The idea was this area should be big enough to have stuff like Asgore and Indogony in it, because I think some of the biggest monsters. Just don't ask how. Well, I'm having my coffee here. Don't ask how Gastra and Alphys got the DT extractor machine in here. You know, because of how big it is. I'm assuming they lowered it through the roof. Let's see. Next area has 2 of these on the wall. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Are we good here? Did I just place that right? Oh, no. In the wrong room. I was going to be like, so did I just place that right straight out of the gate? But can't wait to get, like, once this is all set up and it's ready for animating, I can't wait to animate this because I want to get that spooky feeling. Like, in one of the early trailers, I did a shot of this area just to kind of prototype it, and it looked really nice with the atmospherics in. is what I plan on doing is having the atmospheric fog be kind of thinned out, but just enough that all the glow from the lights kind of comes into the air. I feel like having some dust particles floating around as well would be pretty cool. So I have a lot of those floating around. Right, let's see what else I need to place these screens. There's a lot of them. There's like, I think there's over 17. Going to the bedroom, there's 2, and then there's 1 in the bedroom. Can't remember how many entries there actually are. Oh. Main reason for that is, it's like, I've only played the game once, really. I've watched other people play it after that, but the game basically tells you don't play it again if you want to keep the happy ending. So I've not played it again since. So details kind of get a little bit muddled up as a result. But it is a really good game. If the place is slightly run down, making it spoopy largely through lighting should be doable. Oh yeah, definitely. Like, story-wise, for those who aren't familiar with this, because I don't know who is and who isn't familiar with the source material in chat, don't mind me, I'm just finishing off my drink. Excuse me. Okay, so, without spoiling much, this basically is like a very, very old and dilapidated sort of lab area that's hidden from everybody else. When we go into it, it's powered down, and there's some very sinister things that have taken place in here, let's put it that way. So, almost like Resident Evil, of sorts. And, yeah, basically the idea is you go around exploring, finding out lots about the lore and everything else, and it turns out to be incredibly, incredibly dark and a little bit disturbing. And then from there, you then go on to the end game. But there's, you know, obviously everybody focuses on the giant skull because it's just so out of left field. There's a lot of, like, the themes for this, that are actually introduced and are dealt with are self-loathing, depression, I'd say potential suicide on one of the runs. Then there's like this nostalgic throwback to stuff that's happened to the characters in the past. It's awkward to try and describe without spoiling it, but it's very sort of melancholy is the best way of putting it, I think. It's got that very melancholy, somber feeling to it where, you know, bad stuff has happened here, even though some of it was kind of for a good reason. It's just a lot of stuff went wrong. That's the best way of putting it. A lot of stuff went wrong. It's just sad. Sounds very Earthboundy. Yeah, it basically is. A lot of Undertale, like, stuff takes inspiration from Earthbound. The creator of Undertale basically really likes Earthbound. I think it ended up... Undertale started out as an Earthbound mod, if I remember rightly. Like, it was a Halloween-themed Earthbound mod, and then it ended up getting turned into a full-on game. So I need this split up about here, I reckon? I get fascinated with this just because, like, all the different, like, characters, the way that it affects you, it's very touching, you know. It can really get you on a personal level. But yeah, if you've not played the game, definitely check it out. I didn't check it out until I think it was last year when I properly had a go at it, and I have not regretted it. Oh, let's go here. That needs to go about there. The same with, like, Deltarune. It's like weird AU sequel game that it's got. Deltarune's really good as well. Right, so that's going to be where I place these. I might need to edit later on because of the scale of things. But we're not doing too bad so far. Next to the downstairs exit here, we got one. So that there. Love this music, man. This just slaps. This music slaps hard. Okay, so before that, we got another one. So we go. Oh, I keep flicking backwards and forwards. What you might not see is I just keep flicking between screens, so I can have a look and see what I need to place, and then I'm kind of getting a good sense of the scale. What's also cool about Blender is you can walk around in like first person and stuff, so I might actually do that in a little bit and see whether we can look at the environment in first person and see how it looks. That's the VHS room. Around here I'm gonna need, I think, another bit of the flooring. Yeah, I need to continue the floor over here, so that's gonna be interesting to add floor a little bit. It's not gonna be too hard. I really do like how that looks, though. It's very ominous. Okay. So we place this over here, and then I'm going to have to edit the floor later on so I can actually go and have a look at that one. At least this soundtrack, it saves me from listening to somebody's fan music for Sonic Frontiers that I started listening to recently. I think it's Ty McGrath on YouTube. I listened to his stuff quite a lot recently because he did some Undertale remixes that got me into him. And he did one for Sonic Frontiers recently, which I just can't stop listening to because it's so good. Heck, it's got me even wondering whether I should just buy Sonic Frontiers and just stream that next. No, because of commission stuff that I've been doing recently with Jen's avatar, it's allowed me to get the money that I need. So I might actually treat myself. I don't mind spoilers for a thing that's been out for very long since Ember. No. If you plan on playing it at all, I'm not going to spoil it, because it really does get you on an emotional level. Like, once you get connected with the game, that's it. Like, there's just some characters in it that you just connect with instantly, that you'll relate to. You know, it's too good to mention stuff in chat about. I can't do that to somebody. I really can't. Like, the funny thing is, I've mentioned it before, but before I played Undertale, my favorite game, just in general, used to be Halo 3. Not just because of the nostalgia for multiplayer, but primarily because, like, the gameplay and the story and the music all combined with each other made it just, like, peak entertainment. You know, it had that emotional sort of feeling towards it. Every little bit felt really good. And then sure enough I played Undertale, and now Undertale is my favourite game. It's crazy because I didn't think anything would top Halo 3 for me because I held Halo 3 in that high regards. About here, and about... Okay, let's go and have a look around here in first person, see if we can find anything crazy. Oh, come on. Did I just... Oh, put the snapping tool on. Okay, so this is in first person. The scaling's a bit wrong because of the camera. But this is in first person without the dynamic lighting. So this is just looking at it through the basic renderer without the cool lighting and everything in that we're going to put in a little bit. So I'm just checking it out to see what it looks like. It's really cool being able to do this. You can check out, you can see the screens everywhere. Go this way. The only thing that's bad about this is if I clip through the geometry even slightly, it's going to force me up into the roof. I've got to be careful about that. Sign there, get to see what these railings are like. There's me going down the stairs. That's going to be one of the switch rooms. Go back up. I need to actually texture the stairs properly. There we go. The textures on the stairs are not done yet. I could probably put this in VR chat. That's a funny thing. I do all of this, then put it in VR chat and let everybody chill out in it. That'd actually be pretty cool. Give that to the Undernet hub. Right, here guys, you can have this. This is for letting me use the models. Because I wouldn't actually mind doing that. Especially because nobody's really done the entire lab accurately. Like, outside of sprite versions. Love the generator there. I'm gonna have like more wires in here. I definitely think it's gonna need more wires. Wonder what the polygon count limit is for VR chat. Because I could probably really tone this down. Powered by milk. Looks like the lights at the moment, the lights look crazy, only because I've got, you know, emissive on them. If not, they'd look the same, the lights would be powered by milk. So this is supposed to be the bedroom here, we're going to put beds in here still, and plants, and a clock on the wall. Go down here, this is supposed to be the flower room, I don't know what happened there. So I'm going to have to extrude into the wall here. And that's going to cause the floor to have to be remapped a little bit, but that's not too bad. Floor's pretty easy to remap. I've even included, you can see on the wall here, just ever so slightly, instead of just doing it as a flat texture, I've actually included, like, grain. What I did was I got an actual texture of, like, a wall, and then just shrank it to fit the actual wall texture here, so that's looking pretty neat. Gives it a little bit of texture that it solely needs, so it's not just flat surfaces. It might be hard to see it on stream, but it'll be good in actual render when it lights up properly. Loving how everything looks at the moment. Let's see. Oh, keeps snapping. It's really weird. Please don't go through the roof. Okay, there we go. I'm not so sure about this area being so big, but if I'm going to push the walls in a little bit, it's not too bad, but I need to raise the ceilings a little bit, I think. Only because I'm going to have the fans in the ceiling, and it feels kind of claustrophobic right now. This is what's good about prototyping in Blender, just like this. That's going to be the shower room, with the shower at the end. I think I might have to put a doorway there. I'm not too sure. That's the skull. I put that lower down deliberately because I'm going to have like lights shining at it from all angles, but I need to put another floor here so I can go around. Claustrophobia is good for the tone. Kinda. You know, it's like, I don't know, man. I know it's scaled to Asgore, so when I walk around as a human rather than basically a monster, it's gonna make the roofs look massive. I don't know, like that's the only problem that I'm having with this at the moment is because I'm not shooting it from a character's perspective that we're familiar with. I'm doing it from like Asgore's height. Kind of throws me off a little bit. There's a VHS room. The thing is, it's like, even with Asgore, I think it might just be Blender's default camera, the way that it's set for first person, because if I remember rightly, I set the height of all the roofs to bigger than Asgore, and like I said before, Asgore apparently is like 7 feet tall or something. I'll have to drag him in a little bit and have a look. But yeah, Asgore's like 7 feet tall, and I swear I made all the roofs like 9, because the average doorway for a human, I think, is about 7 feet tall, roughly, and I made some of the other ones, like, what I did was, I scaled doorways based on, like, the characters, so if the character's like 5'5", 5'6", whatever, I'll scale the doorway up so it's a good, like, 1 or 2 feet taller than him. With Asgore, I did the same thing, where I was like, okay, it's about 7 feet, so we'll make the doors massive, so that it can fit other larger monsters. The question is as to whether that looks right. This does look like a doctor's hallway, this is classic. That's good then, at least I'm kind of getting there with the feel of it. Let's see. Traveling somewhere that's not even designed for someone like you is extra weight, but I can understand being very uncanny on the production end, says Ember. It's just, it's weird, like for instance, if I take the character here, like there's a lot of thought that goes into this kind of stuff rather than just, I'm making Undertale in 3D, great. You know, but as you can see, like, Asgore is much taller than the character here. So if I take the character and put the character into this environment, it's obviously going to look less claustrophobic. See, the roof looks massive now. I don't know whether we were looking at it from Asgore's point of view, or it's just, like I said, Blender's first-person view. But look at that, the character looks absolutely tiny now. Bear in mind that the character's supposed to be like 5'5", 5'6", or whatever. So, let's put that in the downstairs section. Because even the generator is bigger, if I remember rightly. Yeah, the generator's like 6 feet tall. Let's try here next to the DT machine. It might just be, like, scaling is always... You're in the back rooms. The scaling thing is always an issue when trying to get stuff to look right. It's just a case of messing around with it a little bit. Oh, okay, so that now doesn't look bad with that character, right? Like my reference character. But if I then take, say, like Asgore, let's see how big Asgore looks here. I started animations on my Gym Sniper 2 today, this is classic. I'm driving, it's gonna be a mini video. It looks so detailed in Blender. Oh, nice! Okay, so yeah, for Asgore, it's pretty claustrophobic. The idea was, I thought, this area is going to be designed around monsters, because the underground is only for monsters when you think about it, not really humans. Like, sure, there are some monsters that are tiny, but I figured the scaling's going to be slightly off, so it's going to look a little strange. It's trying to wrap my brain around that, because normally everything else that I've ever designed has been for, like, Halo or whatever, you know, like a standard person. It's a tight fit for Asgore because he's so swole. Dude, seriously, he looks fantastic in here. But yeah, you can see how for Asgore it's a much tighter fit than my reference character. But saying that, Asgore still has enough width to walk around in. You know, he can move around all over the place if he wants. I might put some railings up here. Let's have a look. Let's take him around the place. Like, in most doorways, I made it so that he can just fit into them. Just. The idea was to have him so that he would just about fit with his cape and everything on. It kind of looks okay. Like I said, I'm going to have to get the beds in here. It's about 2.5 of him wide. That feels alright, says Ember. I still don't know about these ceilings, because I do need to... Like, the one at the end here, this room in particular, has a raised ceiling with fans in. And so does this one. And this one needs to be extruded outwards. So what we need here is... Like, for adjustments, this area needs to come out here, because that's where all the flowers are placed. And then for this, over here, I love being able to do this. I feel like this roof needs to be at least there for the fans. Oh crap. That's because it's over here. That roof needs to be probably about that height. Hang on. Try from this side. If we can do that. No, it's drawing it over there. Ah! Okay, so I feel like I need to raise the roofs for 2 areas, maybe. Like, the rest is fine, provided I'm not looking at it in Blender first person. But I think that's about it, and then there's the lift shaft, which I'm gonna need to do, which is gonna be cool. The lift, I'm gonna do, like, visual trickery on. You know, it's gonna be stationary for the actual level itself, but for the animation, I'm gonna do, like, cheap cuts for it, so I'm gonna have it actually be there in the level, but then when the doors close, that's it. I cut to another version of the same thing, but it'll be moving or whatever else. I'll figure it out. Maybe I don't need to actually animate it moving properly. Yeah, I'm going to be throwing in a load of details as well. Like, I figured to make this area look dilapidated, we do a couple of things. Very minimal lighting. Atmospheric fog, which picks up the lighting. We do bits of scenery all over the place. And that should be it. You know, like, horror game stuff I'm really into, because I'm still in the process of making my own horror game. It's still in its early alpha phase. But basically, horror game stuff, normally it comes down to sound design, lack of visuals, or rather, lack of light, and then whatever the focal point is, like the monster or whatever, that's normally the key points that you go for with horror to make it sort of invoke that very spooky, sort of terrifying atmosphere. So if I can do that, then I'm good. You know, it's going to be easy after that. Just going to open the other version of Blender here, and we can start getting some of this other stuff in. I'm going to try looking for Dog Bowl on the model resource again. The good old model resource. Dog Bowl, Dog Bowl, Dog Bowl. Like, I mean, what do you guys think about, like, horror stuff? How do you think that it's done and conveyed? What do you think really makes up a good horror game? Like, atmosphere-wise, what do you think gets you on edge? It's not just... If you were to focus on something that isn't just, it's a monster, it's spooky, you know, what would you say really nails it and gives that kind of spooky atmosphere? While I'm busy looking for assets here. Oh my god, we can get dog biscuits on here? Hell yes. Miniature dog bed. Oh, cool. Plush dog bed. I might even have that. Wet dog food as well. Ooh. I might just get like a load of dog stuff here and throw that around. I'll play it, Moody. I enjoy a good game anyways. Working on my own RPG is rough, though. A jump scare always gets people. Oh, definitely. Jump scares always get people, but I feel like for instance, if you think of a popular horror game that you've played or that people know, what do you think sells it for you? Like, for instance, for me, it would be like Dead Space. I absolutely love Dead Space. I've documented my absolute fascination with Dead Space on the channel before multiple times. But for Dead Space, for me, it's that feeling of loneliness, the sound design, and again, that atmosphere, like the atmospheric fog, the kind of low-lit conditions, that kind of thing just really nails it for me. You know, it's like, key things that I'd take away from that is, obviously have not too much lighting. The fog will pick everything up and make it look weird, and sort of, it gets your brain thinking, okay, what's beyond the fog, especially if it's thicker in certain areas. The dust in the air is going to help sell the idea of these, you know, like, weird particles floating around, give you the idea that, yeah, it's been here for ages, you know. And then the sound design just nails it. Like, if you've got the sound design down for a horror game, that is it, you are good, you know. I figure, like, with the lighting and stuff, we do, like, flickering lights, or really dimly lit ones, even have, like, one of the lights hanging off the roof. I figure we put a load of scenery all over the place, whether it be, you know, like all this dog food that's strewn around all over the place. We put random trash here and there. We put wires hanging from the ceiling that aren't connected. You know, that's what I figure I want to go for with this. That's going to be so good. Let's try, especially like in the VHS area, everything doesn't have to be stacked up neatly. I can have like a pile of VHSs just strewn all over the place. Let's try, what was I going to look for then? Clock. You guys will get to see this in a moment, because I'm literally just going to download all these assets and just throw them in. Embassies! Ominous lighting. Like it's not running how it should. Yep. Thick air debris like dust, steam, smoke. Steam would be pretty cool to try and emulate. Gross weird fluids and deliberate streaks of sound of things malfunctioning. Echoes. Yeah! Like I can do the dripping stuff now, I think. I need to include that. That'd be pretty cool. It's a dog bowl from Smash Brothers Ultimate, I believe? Stainless steel bowl, we'll have that. Monster fart noises. You should make a haunted house like Fur. It's like... It's gonna be... I don't know whether I should take this or not. It's like it's a DSi, like you don't see it at the moment, but I'm looking at a DSi model of dog biscuits here. Well, 3DS dog biscuits as well. I figure I can take the model, edit it a little bit, and we got some dog biscuits in game, you know. Let's go for it. If I have to, I can always not use them. What else we got here? Dog bed. The thing is, we have proper beds for these dogs, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do the wet food though. Let's take that. Have a look at this clock. You guys will get to see all these meshes in a moment anyway, and I'm also trying to get that. Where was the bed that I got the other day? I got a stretcher bed for one of the rooms. I just need to find where it's gone. There it is. It's from MMD, and I've credited the user or the creator already. So all we do is we just drag the stretcher into my downloads folder, which is suffering like mad now. I'm running really low on file space for this project. So we take the PMX here, stretcher small or just stretcher. Let's have a look. You guys will get to see this either way in a moment. Okay, so we got really long stretcher or really short stretcher. What makes more sense given the context? Probably the long one. Maybe I should just take both of them? Yeah, let's just take both, because then I can just put them in and away we go. File, save as, stretcher. Like a carnival, I meant here in the US is classic. We say fairgrounds. No, it's fine, man. It's fine. I kind of understood. Like, I absolutely love horror stuff. It's funny, because it's why I like playing that Five Nights at Freddy's that we've been doing recently. Primarily just because, like, that is basically what my game's going to be like. Like, I hate to be that guy, but I was doing my design for my game, and then kind of everything fell apart about 2020, and I had to wait and kind of figure out how to rebuild from the ground up. But basically, the premise of the game is you get locked. It's like your first job. You get locked in a location which is supposed to be like a data center. And the idea is that you have to perform the role of a security guard while also avoiding all of the people that are trying to break in. And, yeah, it's supposed to be just like an open world thing where you can walk around and unlock newer areas. The AI paths around and explores itself. It can hear, like, different things. The idea is you're meant to, like, throw things as a distraction and just try and stay alive. But what ended up happening with it, like I said, it was when I had the arm injury, and I couldn't do anything after that. So I've just been waiting forever, and then I go and do this project. So it's this project first and then that one. Here we go, we got the stretcher beds. Why can't I move those? There we go. Okay, I need materials here. Oh my god. Right, so they've done materials for all of these differently. Let's try external cleanup. I'm missing. Where's the stretch? There we go. So if I just... I love the readme, just has read me please on it. So cute. So I'm gonna need like what, 2 materials? Black and silver? Really shouldn't have done that. Alright, let's... Append collection, bring them back in, scale them down, and then I can just go from there. Security guard of a haunted strip club with some Metroidvania. It sounds good, says Ember. Yeah, one of the problems I had with my project, and I still need to address, is like it's in early alpha, it's playable and everything. I've been working on the mechanics. It was slowly getting into beta. The problem was that I based it on a real life location, and because I did that, I didn't realize at the time that real life locations potentially can cause you issues if you use the interiors of them as well, because it was one of the places I worked in. And I thought, this place is really great because it's like dilapidated, you know, it's half falling apart, nobody wants this place. They keep saying they're going to do stuff with it, but they never do. It's just going to fall apart and then get demolished. And yeah, what ended up happening was apparently people do want it now. So it's interesting seeing what happens, because basically it's a security issue if I do the internals the same way as the actual place. And I'm so rigid with my thought about it that I'm like, no, it has to be the same. It can't not be the same. So it's a case of I'm going to have to figure out a new location and just model that instead. You know, I hate being rigid, but I can't help it. Just sometimes it's what, you know. Let's try and justify this. Sometimes I'll get right into an idea and be like, "This sounds so cool. This is an opportunity. I can do this. It's gonna be awesome." And then when you get to a point where somebody tells you no, you're already too far in, and you're like, "Ah, no!" So yeah. And a random bathroom here, so it's not one-to-one. I could always, yeah, change around some of the rooms and stuff a little bit, or at least, you know, like try and make it a little bit different. But the problem is, if it's so accurate that basically somebody can turn around and be like, "Yeah, dude, that's not cool. That's like a one-to-one recreation of the entire place." You know, if I did that, then, you know, somebody's going to turn around and be like, "Right, there's a lawsuit pending," you know, because this is a security risk. And I'm sat here going, "No!" So yeah, it's trying to get round that. That's the problem at the moment. Let's see here, what's this? Silver. But yeah, I'm basically, like with that project, I'm almost in beta, which means more or less the main gameplay mechanics are done and it's just all artwork. I feel for you. I do platform with my arts. First is the storyboard, then thumb, then graphic platforms, waypoints, code imports. My brain gets fried sometimes, it's classic. What if you stacked the floor plans of several IHOPs on each other and called it a building? That wouldn't actually be too bad. The other thing that I came up for an idea for it was, because everybody knows I have like a very selective memory, or at least a lot of people are starting to realize I have a very selective memory, and that I may possibly have ADHD as a result because of me not remembering certain things but remembering others. It's that whole thing of, I was thinking, because one of my old schools that I've been to, or that I used to go to, because that has been demolished, and I remember every single bit of the layout for it in my mind. It's like burned in. I'm like, should I just do the school layout and then transform that into a data center? Or should I just have the school as an actual thing? I don't know. Like, I don't have to have the actual game be a data center. It's just the whole idea of security guard surviving somewhere, so... Hey, John! Nice to see you! Where's this freeze room? Is it at the top here? Ah, it's next to the skull. Oh no. It's the bedroom. The other bedroom is the first one on the left. It's this one. I figure we do minus 90. Now the question is, how big do these beds have to be because of the monsters? I gotta wonder how big Asgore actually is lying down, and that sounds really, really weird, but... If I just, like, rotate these, we'll see. Absolutely love this track. So good. So if anybody can hear this track, I might actually restart it. It's Knock You Down from Deltarune. It's the one of the best tracks in the entire game. So good. And it uses the like Power Rangers style motif. I need to make the bed bigger. So we'll just do that and have it be like a very wide stretcher. Same with this one, we'll... How you doing, John, by the way? This one is... I think this one's the theme for the roaring? Hang on. Where's my... There it is. Yeah, the dark truth. I'm sorry, bro, I've got to put Knock You Down on. Which... That's Giga Size, Powers Combined. We'll just let Powers Combined play into it. John says not great. Oh, sorry to hear, man. Whatever it is, John, I hope it blows over for you. Absolutely love this track. Wrong room, it's this one down here. So I figure for part of the spookiness we make it so that these beds are pushed slightly the wrong way. That one's slightly stretched. Has the actual user done that? Because I didn't do that. Maybe they've gone ahead and done it. That looks really daft. Let's just take that one out and have the smaller one. We'll just scale it up slightly. At least if we do that, because the wheels look stretched at the bottom, and I didn't notice that before. Right, so we got 3 beds here. So what we'll do is we'll have these 3 alongside each other, but we'll tilt one of them, or even put it on its side. On its side might be really ominous. I don't know. So we have it be like this. and have it. Is that just floating in midair? I just realized. It is, it's literally floating in... Ah! These people, when they model their assets, at least make them make sense. Why is it just floating there in midair? It makes literally no sense. Why is there... Okay. Assets that make no sense really just have my head boggled. Okay, so we do that. Take the stretcher and delete that, and then we do this. And we'll rotate this one slightly. Delete that one, copy this one. We'll have the last one be tilted. There's that kind of like subtle detailing that gives that kind of like horror style vibe. I just place that so it looks like it's rolled slightly. Oh, oh, it's already spooky. Think about horror games. One that became hornier with each sequel was Fatal Frame. I couldn't take Fatal Frame seriously. Hi Damon, nice to see you. Nice to see everybody else coming in now. This looks sick, thank you very much. How to detect if a ghost was nearby was the more see-through your shirt became. I can't play Fatal Frame, primarily just because, like, when I tried to play, I think it was the first one, Project Zero, like, one of them, I found out if you spam the walk button, or the run button, it makes the character move as though they're a train, because their animation cancels out. So, yeah, basically I ended up just not taking it seriously after that. Just trying to avoid enemies while being like, I look like a train! Just gonna go get more assets now. Dark side is 3 o'clock on the wall there, maybe? Hi Jen in chat, by the way. Sync. Let's see if I can get a sync here from... Ooh! Okay, so... Ooh, do we have a normal sync? Do we have a medical surgical sync? Or do we have a lab sync? Oh, so the choices we've got for assets, we've got the surgical sync from BioShock Infinite, or the lab sync from BioShock 2 that we can put in here. Ooh. What do you reckon, guys? I'm not showing you the images, obviously, but what do you reckon sounds better? We've got the medical sync or the lab sync. The difference is the medical one is slightly more rounder and has some like grabby things on it, whereas the lab sync, it looks a little bit more dirty. But yeah, it's crazy. Lab sync because Infinite is trash, says Damon. Okay, so maybe yeah, we'll take the we'll take that one from Infinite. What we'll do is we'll just throw it straight in and see what it's like. Infinite is kind of smoothed out, like wooden for what you got. We'll have a look. I'll throw the medical one in, and if it doesn't work, or if you guys think it doesn't work, we'll maybe try something else. Give me a sec. I really love BioShock 1 and 2. Hot take from me, though, I actually prefer BioShock 2, or at least the last time I played, which was 2011, I believe? The last time I played, I preferred BioShock 2, but that's because Moody likes revenge stories. So, I might actually have to do that on the channel, because I've wanted to do it for a while, but I don't think we've got a version of BioShock lying around. I might have to find one. But, yeah, I've wanted to play it again for a while. But yeah, hot take. Moody likes revenge stories, so he enjoyed Bioshock 2 a lot. But the atmosphere, man. That Bioshock, both games, the first two games, are dripping with atmosphere. So good. We have the remastered. Oh, nice. I didn't even know we had the remastered. See if I can just open these models here. I'm going between different versions of Blender here right now. I've got like the different versions open. I've not got John's version of Blender open for obvious reasons. But I have two other versions of Blender dedicated to taking models and importing them into wherever I want. Let's see, medical surgical sync. It is a... Well, it comes with normal maps as well. It's a 3D object. That makes no difference to me right now. It would be good if it actually told me what type of 3D object, but... Oh, it's an OBJ file. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. Okay, then. This sync doesn't look too bad, but it's kind of weird having the grabby claw things underneath. I might actually at least remove the grabby claws? I don't know. But let's just... Let's sync. Close that down, right? And then we'll do file, append, find the sync. Just finishing up my Master Grade Death Scythe Hell Endless Walls kit. These wings are really painful, says Damon. Ooh. What's it like, Damon? Because, like, I've always, you know, I'm a big fan of the Death Scythe design. The problem for me is that, like, a load of people have turned around and said that one is kind of floppy. So it's always put me off getting it. Like, I figured because you're here in person, I might be able to at least ask and get maybe a better perspective on it. Classic says, I've got one too. So what's it like for anybody that actually has the Master Grade Death Scythe Hell? Was it like... Because I know the design's really cool and everything. It's more so the actual build quality and everything that I'm after. Let's see how this looks in here. We push that into the wall slightly and we put two of these here. If we can. I think that's going to work. Joints keep coming apart. Some of the smaller parts, like the skirts, keep pinging off. I don't trust the knees. The build itself is pretty good, though. Ooh. It sounds kind of like a plastic grenade of sorts. Look at that. Look at that. Just straight in. Doesn't actually look too bad. Let's see. Roughness. Why does it have that for roughness? Let's put 0.5. 0.4 might do good on that, and then 0.1 on metallic. We won't be able to see that until later on. We'll duplicate that and put that there, because this... Dude, this is really starting to look cool now. Let's... That's spooky. We just have, like, the... We'll have one of the lights, like, falling off the ceiling. I'm already getting those kind of vibes here. Cloak is a pain because the slider gimmick, but it's going to be on a stand, so I don't have to worry about that. The cloak, I think you can lock in place, right? These are the credits that are going on now in the OST, so if you can hear it, I'm restarting the OST again. Yeah, if the cloak can lock in place, just lock it in place and have done with it. It's basically Gundam Batman. so I don't think we have any more sinks around here. I do need a bath. And I don't mean in real life. I need a model of a bath. There's only one here, like a bathtub model. I could always go find one in MMD. Hang on. Google.com. Stay live with the latest football updates. No, I'm good, thank you. Come on. Google MMD bath. Tub. See what we get. This map would be awesome to walk around in as a spooky hide and place or hide and seek thing, like on Gmod. I'm trying to get those vibes, man. Like I'll show the model again in a sec, but it's gonna be cool if I can get it looking just right. Like the bathroom or the shower room is meant to invoke that kind of like sort of slasher film sort of thing going on. Sorry, MMD bathtub. I was trying to look for most of these assets the other day, but some of them I just missed out on. So I only got the ones I knew I was going to more commonly use, so now I have to try and find. Love the way I'm not showing you the deviant art in the background, because like I type in bathtub in DA for MMD to try and get this kind of stuff, and instead it's giving me all kinds of cursed images that I really don't want to see because it's DA, but you know, what can you do? I remember when DeviantArt used to be normal. Try MMD shower, see if that works. Shower. Emma says big insects of the atmosphere, but that seems like too much hard work. I don't think it'd fit with the atmosphere, to be honest, but DeviantArt never was normal, says John. No. I'll protest that, right? Round about, I'd say early 2004, 2005, it was kind of normal. It really slid downhill. I'm gonna say between about 2006 to 2011, and then since then it's gone off the reservation. Because I remember it actually being somewhat normal when I used to use it, like ages ago. Now I only log into my account for downloading stuff. Even got some random guy emailing me going, oh, I know your old DA password. And I'm just like, oh, that's great. That's fine. It's a password that I've literally not used in a millennia. But that's fine. Whatever. You know. And he was just like, oh. And just left me alone after that. Let's see what we got here. Trying to find more of the stage stuff. If I use any of these assets from MMD, I've got to add them to the credits list. That'll be fun. Try Bowl Roll. That one's normally for MMD stage stuff. You mean when they let anything instead of having rules, says Toby. Oh, it says Jen, sorry. No. Like, early 2005, 2006 for DA, it was like when people would upload just like random images. Like, they'd actually have artwork, but then they'd upload stuff that was like crazy stuff in Photoshop, you know, like it just inverted colors from Photoshop. And that one wasn't too bad. You know, that was just basic sort of using DA. And then like, as it spun off, that's when you got more like fan OCs and stuff, like different genres like Sonic or whatever, and that went totally off the reservation really fast. And then I feel like that kind of spawned this whole thing of, oh, we'll just use DA to upload lewds, although that might have also been because of Tumblr getting raided for lewds. Because if you remember rightly, that got raided, and of course everybody that did lewds was just like, oh, we'll just go everywhere else. And then they invaded Twitter and DA and wherever else they could. And then Twitter had a crackdown, I think, on lewds as well. But yeah, basically DA just is a massive cesspit compared to what it used to be in like the early 2000s. Which is awful to say, because I actually Like, when you find some good artwork on there, it's really nice to just be like, oh, this is really cool. But it's finding that in between all of the fan recolors and lewd things. It's just like, dude, come on, seriously. I want an art website, not just... Like, if I wanted to go Rule 34, I'd go to Rule 34. You know? Just saying, when Tumblr put the rules against it, DA took the rule away. That's why they all went there. Oh my god. Yeah, DA did used to have rules against nudes and stuff. I didn't realize they did it at roughly about the same time as Tumblr did that. Probably they did it to get all of Tumblr's user base, because they're like, oh, more users, more money. You know, if we get people to buy the what was it, the account subscription, then we're all good. You know. It's probably what they did. Like, if DA did that, then it's awkward, because it's like, one, I kind of can't blame them for capitalizing on Tumblr's failures, but at the same time, it's like, come on, man, you ruined my art website. Could have moths flying around or lights on this, but you need to animate them by hand. The thing is, I know I could do that a little bit, so I might actually get away with that. I'm just trying to... What you guys don't see is I'm looking at all these websites in the background, trying to get these assets so that I can then put them in. Like for the stream, for the sake of stream, I'm going to actually go to the generator room or somewhere like that and just put the camera there for the time being. Yeah, let's... Oh, there we go. We'll put it in the DT extraction area, because that's always pretty cool to see. Okay, so we'll leave it there for now, so people have actually... Damn, hope that's safe. Yeah, I use... Normally, when I look at the websites and stuff, the ones that I use are normally safe ones. I say that, but I'm on about DA. That's not safe for your brain. Bull Roll is one that's primarily used by a lot of people that use MMD. That's safe. Then, of course, we've got DA, the model resource site. You know, it's all good. I just had the knock at my door and my Goku kit came, Sustainment. What, is it a figurized one? I'm not going to be able to get that. I'm going to have to try and have a look at the other assets that I've got here. Where's downloads? So many assets. I've got the plants. That's fine. I have the... Might go with the hospital beds in here. Jem, what do you reckon? Traditional beds or hospital beds for this? What do you reckon it'd go? Because I've already got the stretchers. Hospital beds. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll grab these and throw them in. Just give me a moment. Keeps the theme. Yeah, I suppose it does with the lab. Just give me a sec. I gotta go and get the PMXs. Hospital. Okay, so just imported an entire hospital into Blender. You guys won't see it for the moment, but we're gonna fix that. It's the same place I actually got the lights from for the scene, so... I figure the lab's like some really messed up hospital experimentation place, so it kinda fits with the atmosphere. Wait a minute. Oh my god, have they? Oh, okay, that's some Metal Gear Solid wizardry here. You don't actually see it. But, what they've done is, the person in MMD that's done this scene that I'm kindly ripping apart to get these models, they've mirrored the entire model. Mechagakotsu did a video on that Goku. Ooh, might have to have a look. They've mirrored the entire model Metal Gear 1 style, so like they're emulating the reflections of the models. That is so cool. Only problem is it makes it awkward for me to move one of the models. Just Excuse me, I've come to take your bed model. I'm gonna put you in the credits. Let's see if... Ah, there we go. Right, so, in a couple seconds you guys will see beds going in here. Just do geometry. Delete the rig that it's on. Bed. Get this done. Just nickname this bed 1 for the moment. And we'll take off the MMD shaders on it. Think I can get away with that? Okay, right. We can always do this again later if we have to. Bed lab. I wanted like a really cool heavy hospital bed, but instead we got the metal frame one. So, away we go. So we now need to place these 9 of these in the bedroom. Again, I may have the scaling off, so it might need to be switched around, but bedroom. Pen. Downloads. Bed. Collection. Beds. I love the way this thing is absolutely massive in screen. Okay, so we got the surgical bed material on here. Or one of them. Not the right one. We'll try and find the right one here. Put the texture on it, and then away we go. I think it's gonna be that one. Go on. Go on. I think I'm missing some of this material here. Let's have a look. See what's going on with it. For that one? Nope. It's gotta be that one. Ah, there we go. Done. Metallics. We'll do 0.5 on the bed for metallic. Actually, 0.4 right now? Sleepy time. Dank for the company, says Emma. No problem. Hope you enjoyed. Actually, we'll do that. Just thought then I can just make the bed material. It's already speculous, then we can just put the silver on everything else. Best part about Blender here, being able to do something like this where we do tries to quads. That allows us to select everything as squares now. And then we can go ahead and start messing around with this and actually take the frame and make the frame silver. What we'll do is we'll make sure we get almost every single part of the frame here. And then we can just apply the silver metal material that we've got to that. And we should hopefully be good. I'm just like slamming the keyboard here to try and select all these faces. There we go. Manually selecting these by hand. It's okay. It's fine. Okay. What is this? A hospital for ants? Yeah, it's because of how big the place is. Oh boy. Let's do silver rail on there, and then we just go assign. Hey! That looks so much better. The thing is, do I need to change the bed covers here? Or at least the texture for them? Yes, I do, because the quilted. Like, in the actual sprite work, they're quilted. Oh. I'm, like, actually leaning in there to see that. So what I can do here is, I can just whip up a really easy texture for this. I can even edit the model slightly. Oh, he's doing basic model editing. What's next? He's a madman. And what we'll do is, we'll take this. Looks sick, man. Maybe give them suspicious stains. No. I don't think I'll go that far. Like, I do want to stick as close to the sprite work as I can. So what we'll do here, we'll customize this so that we can get it as close to the sprite work as we can. The thing is, like I said before, I'm not taking credit for stuff that isn't mine. So, like, for instance, this model stuff here, not mine. So I'm not going to, in the credits, turn around and be like, oh yeah, this is totally my doing. No, instead, I'm just going to be like, yeah, I did a model edit here or two. No big deal. That's the key thing I just want to keep focusing on throughout all of this is don't want to steal any of this. It's more so just borrowing and crediting everybody that was involved. Oh, and then there's one of those bots that normally comes in and just spams VTubers with adult links. There we go. Taken care of in 2 seconds. Okay, so let's do a texture for this. Now I have to interpret the sprite work here. Oh, fun times. So okay, give me a moment. Excuse me. Okay, so base sprite work is like a very deep sort of reddish purple. You guys won't see this for the moment, but thank you very much, David. So this, and then it's kind of quilted. It's hard to describe. I wonder whether I can get that as like a texture. Try bed texture in Google. I didn't want bed texture pack, excuse me. Ah, here we go. We're getting somewhere. Mattress designs. Cloth texture. That's kind of. Cloth texture $7, or I can just like open it as another image and then just use it that way. And funny enough, there's no seemingly at least, no watermark on it. Let's see about that one. Oh, that one's better. Okay, so now I just need bed covers pattern. Let's see about that. Ah, here we go. So maybe I should do like a patchwork one. Again, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of talking to myself here. You guys will see this in a moment. I'm literally just trying to whip this up as quickly as I can. Let's try patchwork. Or patch. No worries, man. Take your time, says Damon. It's one of those where I can't wait to actually get around to filming this. No point in rushing. True, true. It's just looking at like what's on screen at the moment isn't as interesting for stream, but it will be when it's whipped up. wonder whether I can just do anything in Photoshop to this. Like, just... Let's see. 50, 50. I'm just trying to turn around this texture that I've got. So, it just works. Okay, so if I do, like, linear burn ever so slightly, and then we just do, like, a pattern on it. I figure if I just do, like, squares for a pattern, that might be good enough. Squares are going to have to be darker, I believe. Oh, sorry, they're going to have lines between them that are darker. So, let's try doing this. If I take, say, like, the shape tool, and we do... Oh. Hope everybody's enjoying, by the way. There we go. Hey, Devasia! Nice to see you! How you doing? Try make selection. Copy. Oh, crap. Copy that. And we just go. Bed making but digital, says John. So hopefully, what I'm doing is I've interpreted the design as kind of like circles or squares, and then the pattern is just repeated across the bed. What I'm going to do is just throw this in and see how it looks, but just quickly repeating the pattern here. And I'm getting a message from Ion. He's just mentioned about how he's feeling sick right now. And then he'll go to hospital eventually. Thank God. Devasia says pretty awful, but whatever. I may end up streaming again later on, but it might be Sonic Frontiers. I'm kind of mulling around the idea at the moment, because I was holding off on it. And then recently I'm just like, I don't know, I'm kind of excited for it. Maybe let's go for it. So if you end up seeing a Sonic Frontiers stream, then, you know, I've basically given in and gone, dude, I need this. Like, I know about all the issues with the game and everything, but it still just looks pretty fun, so... Sonic Frontiers does look cool. I watched, like, I finally got round last night while I was doing bits of this. I finally got round to watching the prelude for it. Prelude's giving me adventure vibes, and for anyone that's been around the channel long enough, you know I'm a big adventure fan. Massive adventure fan. So it's just, it's sparking that little thing inside me that's like, dude, adventure, you should get it. I'm like, oh no. Because I know about all the issues, I know about the popping, you know, I know about slowdowns and certain physics things being wrong or whatever. I'm like, maybe I should get it on the PC then, because at least the PC version will get modded, you know, it'll get better. It's just, I don't know, man. Sonic Adventure, it's too good. And it's giving me those vibes. Let's see here, is it better with? Oh, it might be better with that. Like, if anybody else has played it in chat, then by all means, chime in. You know, it's just... I've not been hyped about a Sonic game for ages. And, I don't know. Maybe I'm experiencing the Sonic cycle again, you know? Because, like, the last time I got hyped about something was Mania. Mania was great. Absolutely loved Mania. Like, I don't think you can really complain too much about that. It's like... Forces was... the story for me was where Forces fell apart. Like, they could have done a lot better with it. But obviously, you know, it's here nor there. It's okay to just enjoy as a casual game. But this new one, man. This new one's... It's got me hooked on the adventure vibe. There we go. I think I've got this bed colour done now. Try putting the layers over the top of this just to burn in some of the details, and then we'll go from there. Frontiers is a mixed bag, not crap like Forces, but not good as 06, says John. Oh, John be trolling. '06 could have been so much better, especially when you remember that in some of the dev documentation they wanted it to be Sonic Adventure 3. It's upsetting for me. Really upsetting. Right, let's try this texture for the bed. But yeah, if I do stream that, it'll probably be after EDF. A lot of people do get the adventure vibe from Frontiers, says John. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign. I know they got the people that do the comics in to do it, and like I said, I wasn't fully on board until last night when I was watching a couple more things about it, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting the vibe. This is kind of cool, you know. Just have to see what it's like. Ah, there we go. Oh, it actually textured the entire thing for me. it did it, you know. Did it without me having to worry. So I can just join them together. That was that texture that I just made. It's kind of weird, but I'm trying to emulate the sprite work that kind of had a similar pattern on it. Now the question is, how big does this bed need to be? Because I figure it needs to be able to fit Asgore at least. John, your track's gonna come on if you can hear it in the background. Funny enough, it just happened to coincidentally come on at this time. Here it is. End me! Gotta love World Revolving. Not just for the meme and everything, but oh my god. It's just such a catchy tune. It's like when we did the VR chat stream and it came on then. So I figure Asgore's probably going to be one of the taller monsters. If we make it as big as Asgore at least, then we're good. Oh, here's another bot. There we go. Automatically censored the bot. I absolutely love this song. Sorry, John. I really am. It's a good song. Right, I need 9 of these things in here. I need just enough space as well at the bottom to move around. And then we got some in the center and then some at the top again. Jumping out my window is beginning to sound like a good idea, says John. Oh, please don't joke about that, dude. Please don't. Oh. Okay, some of this room is gonna have to be scaled. So, for instance, we're gonna have to make this section bigger. I feel like, looking at the sprite work, this section's gonna need to be slightly bigger. Put down a little bit. And then, what about the top there? Maybe the top as well. Let's see how badly the UVs go on the floor, like, with me doing that. Because it's not so much the roof that'll suffer, it's more the floor texture. Ah, there we go. Yeah, the floor's slightly screwed up. And the beds are through the floor. It's okay. Don't tell anybody. They won't notice. So I need to just fix the UVs. Question is, did I screw the hallway up there as well? Because if I did, I'm going to need to re-UV the hall. No, I didn't. Because I only edited it a little bit, I think I just need to squeeze it slightly sideways. There's the actual UV for the room. Okay, so just need a little bit of an overhead shot of that. Can I just... I need... camera. Camera, can I just... Ah! There we go. Maybe that? Oh, but then the UVs don't matter. Nah, this is why I don't like messing with UVs. Maybe I can push it sideways? Hang on. Let's see what it's like over here. Okay, so if I push it one more little bit sideways, that might work. Yeah. I might as well just re-UV the entire floor. Because that's not actually that hard to do. But I take the entire floor section like this, because I can now select it, because it's like that. And then we just go... UV from view. Then everything just goes crazy, and then we just... re-UV the floor. Where's the floor? There we go. Okay, so the floor looks crap now. Nope. Where's that? There we go. So we take this, and we just blow it up massively. I reckon to about here? There we go. And if I go back there, hey, there we go. Floor's fine again. The handy feature of being able to just edit things like that Now we just bring the beds up. I'll probably have to do that again when I extrude the flower room a little bit. Oh, that looks ominous. That looks ominous. So we got the beds there. The beds are as accurate as I can get them to the sprite work. With the lights above, I now need to add, into this room at least, the clock, the dog food bowl, and a couple of plants. And then going down the stairs, I'm going to have to add in some wires and stuff. The stairs I still need to actually fix for everywhere. They're all in like 3D and stuff. I don't think I've even edited the roof yet. I'm going to have to edit the roof. The best part about this so far is seeing the generator room, and the reason why I say that is primarily because of the emissives that it gives off. Like, I'm not even done detailing this, but just seeing that is really cool. I just came up with the idea of the battery thing last night. I mentioned it really early on, where it's like having the dimly lit sort of area with the battery on it, and just showing the battery and the heart on the screen there. It's just, oh, it's so cool. It's giving me all the right vibes that the atmosphere should give you. I'm gonna need a lot more wires. I'm gonna need a lot more wires. A lot more scenery just dotted all over the place. Later on, I'm gonna have to do the switches. I'm gonna put the VHS player and the TV in here. It's going well, as you can tell. No privacy for the patients. No. Basically, the lab I don't think was originally created to take patients. For those who aren't familiar with the game and without spoiling it, it's meant to be a science facility. It ends up being more like a biolab from Resident Evil. Not very nice. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things of the beds and the way that they're laid out, the way they are. It's almost like a rush job. It's like they've taken the stuff down there, assembled the beds for patients that were there on the fly, and yeah, it's ominous. It's really ominous. I better extrude in here while I can. The extrusion, basically blocking out of a wall, needs to come between or rather after the two screens where I've got a rush job, like they're using the space they have. Yeah, it's awkward. Like it's a very sad and depressing area, kind of like the medical wing from Dead Space. You know, where you know something's happened, but you're not quite sure what, and then when you start finding out and piecing things together, it's like, oh no. You know, it's getting me emotional. I don't even know why, it's just getting me emotional. Okay, then. I think I need that and then another loop the other side. About here. And that's going to be an extrusion. Sci-fi labs are great. It should make a ghost. Oh, we've got the amalgamates instead. I actually need to import the amalgamates in here. The amalgamates are basically weird combinations of other monsters that have been here previously. And an incredibly terrible fate has befallen them. Okay, so let's see. We do loop cuts here. Oh, come on. Put that there. Because I'm using simple textures for the skirting here. It shouldn't be too bad. Is the skull a computer or something? I might need to play Undertale, says Damon. The skull's not a computer. It's kind of like a magical device kind of thing. It's hard to really say. I definitely recommend playing Undertale through to the end, but definitely don't listen to the people that say do a genocide run. Do the true pacifist run. Like it's definitely worth it. Like if you ever wanted to be really emotionally invested in a game, True Pacifist is where it's at, and that's basically not killing anybody. You know, just don't kill anybody. Just enjoy the world for what it is. Get used to the characters. You know, all the little stories. And enjoy it. Like, enjoy getting immersed in the atmosphere and stuff, because when you do, it's absolutely fantastic. You know, I don't think I've had any experience like it. It's like I was saying before when Ember was in here. Before Undertale, Halo 3 used to be my favorite game. Like, no joke, I think I've mentioned it on stream a bunch of times. Specifically this story, but when I'd go for like interviews for the industry, I'd always say in the interview like, Halo 3 is my favorite game, and they'd be like, why? And I'm like, oh, just because it's so good, you know, the gameplay, the atmosphere, the music, it just all mashes together and makes this really, really fantastic feeling that you can't get anywhere else. And everyone's like, okay. You know, that would always be my answer for interviews. And then, yeah, I played Undertale. And Undertale then became my favorite game. To the point where I can't stop talking about it. Like, no joke, I thought Halo 3 was emotionally connecting for me, primarily because, like, it's the whole thing of, you get that sense of camaraderie that you get from, like, multiplayer games. You get the sense of being the hero, having one last fight. You know, you get that vibe from it, and it's really good at doing that. It really gets you hyped for saving the universe. But Undertale, man, it hits hard. It hits hard with the feels, and it just does not stop. Like, it goes through every little emotion. You can have, you know, all the comedic bits. You can have all the bits where it gets you in tears. You can have the bits where you feel really frustrated or angry at something. You know, it's got everything, and I don't know how they managed to pull it off. It's just that good. I think it's just the writing. No, people will say, oh, the characters are cringe or whatever. But it's not cringe. I need to do the floor UVs again. Damon says, last game I played all the way through was Life is Strange. It can't be worse than that. It's better. It's like, no joke. Everybody that I've talked to previously over the past year, they said, like, oh, you know, what game would you recommend? Just this is on the cards all the time. Dude, you gotta play this. Best way to describe it, especially with my experiences, imagine you going through, like, a really tough time. Like, everybody has gone through that at one point in their life. But feel like you're going through an incredibly tough point in your life, and then something comes along that just triggers that response in you that says, you know what? This is what you needed. You know, a little bit of a release and a little bit of a game that you can really relate to, but also helps you. That's what it was like for me, at least. You'll see a lot of comments from people in the comment sections on YouTube or on Steam, and they're like, I found this is actually a common thing where they'll be like, so anyway, I was having a really rough time, or I was suffering from depression or whatever, and then I played this game and everything is just tons better now. It's something that I've noticed quite a lot. It's a running theme of people have a really rough time, and then they play this, and all of a sudden they're like, dude, this game is so good, it helped a lot. But again, it's all depending on what you actually do. Like, true pacifist is where it's at. I had that with Postal 2 after my dad died. I just got all the anger and hatred out of me, says Damon. Oof. I can't say I've ever been that emotionally invested in a game beyond deep-seated anger, says Devasia. Oof. It's like I've been angry at games before, but like there's anger and then there's appreciating a game for what it does, and you know, just enjoying it. It's really weird to describe. Like, let's put it this way, right? Before I played this, and when it ended up hitting me, before I played it, I was like really, really angry, and I mean like unbelievably angry almost. Best way I can describe it is I've been angry for like 18 or so years. There's like a lot of pent up rage that I'd never properly let go of. And, you know, I was suffering from depression and heavy amounts of stress at the time. And just everything was just really heavy on me. And I'm just like, God damn, I need something here. I just need an out. And then something just clicked inside my brain and was like, dude, you need to play this game. And I'm like, okay, I'll play it and see what it's like. And I thought to myself, you know, at the time, I'll do the true pacifist run primarily because I need an out. You know, I don't want to stay angry. I don't want to stay depressed. I just need a little bit of help, so I'll do that. And yeah, playing through it definitely connected with me. Like, there are bits where it addresses issues for like self-loathing and not feeling like you're as good as everybody else. You know, it gets really deep, and I really connected with that. And I'm just like, I'm sat there recognizing what's going on, and I'm like, okay, this hasn't happened before, you know. And by the end of it, like, you can hear it in the playthrough, like, because I still have the playthrough stream up. By the end of the playthrough, I'm in absolute tears. Like, the worst part was, I'm on stream when I'm doing it, and I'm there fighting back, like, a face full of tears. I'm just totally messed up. And there's only probably a handful of games that I've been like where it's done stuff to me like that. Like, I think Halo 3, Final Fantasy 7, and I think the original Darkness game are probably the ones that have done something like that to me. But like, oh, I was, by the end I was a complete wreck, and then after it I started to process stuff, and I'm like, okay, I think I can understand myself a little bit better now. Sounds really stupid, but it highlighted a lot of the problems that I had, and I was like, okay, now I know what's wrong, and now I know how to address these problems. It's a really unique and weird experience that I've never quite had before. And then, you know, start of this year, I'm like, okay, strange, but I'll take a fresh start on everything. And, you know, sure enough, I literally have none of that pent-up anger anymore. Like, it's just gone. It's non-existent. It's, it's really weird to describe and say like, oh yeah, a game did this to me. But it definitely helps. Definitely helps. So for anyone that has that kind of problem, or for anyone that, you know, thinks, okay, this sounds interesting, Dave, where are you going with this? Definitely try it. Like, it's not as weird and wacky and cringe as people say. And I find that the best way to play it is play it as yourself. You know, get immersed, get fully into it. And by that I mean, like, play as the best version of yourself, you know, who you would like to be, how you would like to treat people, how you would like people to treat you. Play it as that type of person, explore, you know, get into the lore, you know, get into every facet of the game to properly understand what it's trying to do. And it becomes this, like, whole other experience, or at least it did for me, where I was like, okay, wow, this is definitely something. You know, just a completely unexpected experience that ended up helping me change for the better, and I definitely recommend it, just on the grounds of that. You know. It sounds really stupid and really cheesy, you know, to some people, but to me it means something, you know. It means something really, really important to me, which is part of the reason why I'm doing the animation, you know. I didn't give myself to Postal 2, says Damon. I would have either killed somebody or likely myself, but I'm trying to get over that myself. Just don't do it on stream. I can't play games that hit too close to home, says Devasia. I can understand the reluctance because of stuff like that. And to be honest, I didn't realize it would hit so close to home to me on stream. It's like, you can even hear it on stream when it happens. Because, like, there's certain parts when it does happen, I'm sat there genuinely like, ah, okay, I understand what's wrong now. You know, this is interesting, and I have like quite a few of those moments. It's weird because it starts off as this like little game where you think nothing of it. You're just like, okay, it's an RPG, whatever. I've played RPGs before. How different can it be? And then by the end, you're just like, okay, this is a good game. This is a good game. You know. Actually, let's. These are for the mirrors here, so I'm trying to extrude these walls slightly. Because then what I can do is I can have the walls like that, and just put the mirrors in them. See what the floor's like. Okay, it's actually not too bad because of the frame. What I'll do is I'll keep the frame and just put the mirrors behind. That should be okay. That moment where I'm like tearing up on stream, basically. Fun times. Oh, right. Cube. It's funny because I have more times tearing up on stream after playing the game than I did beforehand, you know. Funny thing is, I'm not ashamed to admit that either. Oh. Right, so what we're doing here is we're slowly bringing these edges in. Oh, no, not there. Too much! Too much! Bring this top edge down. I just about want to see that bevel there. And then what we do is we go... Hopefully this will work and just cover everything up. I still don't know about... If I get rid of that, it shows a bit of the floor. Let's have a look. I might do it in a second and see what happens. Just let me do this mirror first. Because I can get mirrors working in this really easily. Roughness 0. Classic says, anyways, I did my first scene now as I watch you. Awesome work. I just had a Zaku 5 come at me. Did a battle, but first clip I step on house. It's kind of funny. Love your work so far, says Classic. Thank you very much, Classic. Damon says that happened with the movie Big Hero 6 when the main character lost his brother. I just broke down as the movie went on to the finale. I had to turn the movie off because I was just sat in a puddle of tears. Yeah, it's awkward when you experience something like that and you're like, okay, now what? Oh. There we go, made that highly reflective there. The thing is, it's like, I don't hate the game for doing that kind of thing. I think, like, when media can do that, when it can really connect with you on a point where you're either in tears or you're angry at something or, you know, your raw emotion is coming out, then that's when you know something is really good, you know. Because you can probably sit through, like, any number of films and not feel anything, but you'll have that one film or that one game that just connects with you somehow. And you're just like, dude, this is so good, you know. It's like, for that kind of thing, I'm always reminded of and it's me bringing up Halo because of how much of an impact Halo had on me before, you know, playing Undertale. It just brings me back to the Halo 2 behind the scenes, where I remember you watch the video, and it's the Bungie guys, the old Bungie guys, in their office doing Halo 2 crunch, which is an absolute nightmare. And you see Jason Jones on screen, the guy that was in charge, and he turns around and he goes, dude, if we can make it so that somebody is like in the house at like 4 AM completing this game, that they feel as though they're actually there, they're actually in that environment, you know, saving the universe and being a badass, then we've done our job. You know, we've done what we set out to do, which was make a really good game and make you immersed in it. And it keeps cropping up every single time for me because it's such a good quote. Okay, hopefully I got all these mirrors set up now. Oh, that's looking good. It's looking real good. I don't know much about Pokemon. I'm too much of a boomer, says Damon. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to intersect this into the skirting here, and what that's going to do is it's going to hopefully knock out the skirting. So let's see if this works. Let's do a boolean. Where is it? I could just cut this, but let's try and do a boolean first and see if it works. It does. Oh, I see. It only works if that's there until I apply it. Now, because that's the same, I can just apply this across here and it should be good. Before I apply that again, just make sure that it's cut that up good. Because Boolean basically just... Oh, no! It's left a hole! I'm going to have to fix that. Actually, can we do a fill on that? Is there a fill tool for that? I think there is. No. No, there isn't. Ah! Okay, so if we apply that, we're gonna have to fix these later, but it's not too bad. Could be worse. I could be fixing the entire level. Does Pokemon have mechs? If not, then I'm not interested. Don't think it does, although the latest version, it looks kind of like they might be getting mechs. Like, no joke. There you go, Boolean that. Dude, seriously, I'm wondering whether I can actually just, like, slap this in VR chat. It'd be so good to have somebody just come and explore. Especially this version. Let's see, Boolean. Because it's not even that many polys. And for the areas where it is that many polys, I can just decimate it. Decimating just basically means I can lower the poly count. But yeah, like I was saying. So good. So good a game. I wouldn't miss out on this experience. Even if it was like the end of the world and they said, dude, it's ending in 5 minutes, I'd be like, where's my Undertale copy? Reminds me, I need to actually pre-order the special edition because I've been wanting to do that for a while. Oh, there's Asgore. Oh, is it? Has it generated unnecessary? Yeah, it has. Unnecessary vertexes that we don't actually need. Good job, I know how to fix these pretty easily. All these shortcuts in Blender are so helpful. Okay. That Meowth tank in one episode of the original TV show, My Cancer Mech. You know they did a G Gundam reference in it. Like, no joke, I've seen it. Where is it? I can find that actual reference. Like, no joke, Pokemon did a G Gundam reference. Pokemon G Gundam reference. I've actually searched it up before by the look of it. I swear they had like the Devil Gundam in it. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, was it the one with the Devil Gundam? So if you want, just type in Pokemon G Gundam reference in Google. First image you get is a Sun and Moon episode shot from Forbes, and it's literally just the Devil Gundam, but it's Meowth. It's so nuts. And then like second line down, you've got Bill Diver's first season with the repaint of the Devil Gundam. Like, I totally forgot about that until it popped into my head then, and I was like, wait a minute. I remember this. There we go. The skirting is how it should be there. Just need to... Oh, I'm trying to get the camera to go the right way so I can edit there we go. Okay, that's awesome. Thanks, Tips. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I was saying, I swear they had something like that. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I can't remember even how I found that. I think somebody else might have mentioned it to me. It's just one of those weird things that you just remember in the back of your head. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. Dude, we've got so much done with this area today. I actually can't believe how much we've got done. Like, it's almost at the point of minor scenery and lighting, which is basically at the point where we'll be ready to animate. Oh, that's nuts. That's done in like a day, basically. I say basically a lot. I get that from Jen. Jen says it way too often. I'm going to model resource and seeing if I can get a table again. Yeah, Jen says that kind of stuff way too much, and as a result, I end up saying it too much. I see you there, Jen. I see you lurking in chat. You say it too much. It's caught on. Nah. If Jen says basically more than like 5 times during one sentence, then it's nothing new. Silent Hill Downpour has beds that are right there that look exactly like the ones for the lab, but I've not used them, so I just looked then. They're literally down as operating tables, which makes it even more interesting in terms of the implication. Let's just give me a table. Workshop table, new. Let's see. I need some like really long table. Metal table. I tried getting like a lab table, but it didn't look as good. Might just have to go with it. That's from Bioshock 2 as well. You had a load of like Bioshock stuff here for this area. It's giving off them vibes. How about a mortuary table? None are available on the website that I'm using at the moment. It's either that or I use like a really long standard table. There's an autopsy table there as well. Oof. So many autopsy tables and things. Let's have a look. This is so terrifying right now. Let's have a look. the autopsy table from Arkham Asylum. It's a bit too grim. I don't... Ooh. Oh, no. I don't want to use it, but it makes sense given the context. Oh, because it'll fit there, but no, if I do that, it won't work as well. Given the context, it would work, yeah, but I figure I can just do the lab table. I can just do the lab table, just do that and have done with it. Oh my god. This is a case of like, how much can I get the lighting to match the area so it all works together, like my textures and theirs? But at the same time, it's like, how much of this, you know, am I gonna properly go into in terms of the implications of everything? Because, oof. Nope. Make sure that's bridged. Is that a vert where it shouldn't be? Yes, it is. God damn. Okay. Let's get this table in here. Import. I imagine it's going to be downloads. Where are we at here? Lab table. There we go. Work table big. Got OBJ. Holy. Okay, so that really is big. But it's not what I asked for. Where was the other one? It showed a different one on... There we go. That's what it showed on the image. Love how the Devil Meowth got beat by Pink Panda. I think it's crazy that they included a G Gundam reference in Pokemon of all things. Did not expect that. Not saying it's bad. It's just the whole thing of it was just totally unexpected and out of left field. Especially because G Gundam's known for being super wacky. Okay, so if I put that about there... How big is Alphys compared to Asgore? Let's have a look. Undertale character size chart. Oh, okay, so if Asgore is 7'5", Alphys is 4'3". Okay, so everything's going to be massive to Alphys in here. She comes up to just round about his chest, maybe? If I shrink these tables down then a little bit. About there. We'll shove them under the floor. And then I might actually... do that. Knock you down, son, again? That was quick. Absolutely love this song. So good. Some of the remixes for it as well are fantastic. I know this is a lot of desks, but it's a lot of flowers as well, so. My brother still argues that the Devil Gundam is called the Dark Gundam. Oh, because of the English translation. Seriously, man, this song is too good. Let's get the flower pot that I had from before, and we'll try throwing that in. It's gonna be funny when I eventually do the recap video for this. You know, I'm just like, so anyway, I stayed in stream for like 2 hours, 46 minutes or more, just like going ahead and doing all the textures and extra work. What I'll do is I'll come off it in a little bit though, because I need to, so I figure I'll do the flower placement, and then we'll call it. And then when I get back on this next, I'll be doing the wires, the minor scenery, and I think the lighting. And then we're pretty much good, because like all this is done within, I think in total, yeah, roughly about a day it's taken me to get it to this point so far. Like your average working day of about 7 to 8 hours. Okay, let's do this flower. So the flower's yellow. It's a very major factor in things. So I got to make adjustments here. And then once you guys see all the flower stuff going in, then that'll be a good place to call it in a little bit. Ramp the saturation up. Turn the lightness down in Photoshop. Hey Marcus! Nice to see you. I'm just editing like this texture in the background, so don't mind me. Do I do hard light or soft? Maybe soft. Merge these two layers. Oh crap. Duplicate what we've got here. And then transform, horizontal rotation, and then I think we're pretty much done. All I need to do is get rid of the white flower bits. Oh crap. And then get rid of the central green bit here, because that makes no sense. Yeah, man. Gimme. There we go. If only there was a button for in Photoshop where you could select more like in Blender. Oh. Oh. There probably is, and I just don't know it. Well, my day just got moderately less awful, says Devasia. That's good to hear. Say that and then Big Shot comes on, because of course it does. Are you in Blender? So did you... You're in Blender, so did you mean like UE? No, 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 no. Like, I'm in Blender on stream, but I'm in Photoshop in the background doing stuff. Like, Having a select function where you can just like select something and then control and plus. Oh. And then it selects more faces. Just quickly finishing off here. Oh. Doo-doo. Think that's gonna be good for a flower edit. Merge. Where's merge layers? Merge layers. My old man has been helping some out-of-town friends get back and forth due to hospital recently. Of course, they got sick somewhere along the way. Heard they got tested negative for the Big C. Oh, that's good. That is really good. Nobody likes that one word. That's the one word that puts the fear of God in everybody. For legit reasons. You know. Let's try that. Okay. So we got a bunch of yellow flowers. Very important. Now let's see if we can import the file. Trying to keep all these bits of scenery together. That way, we're all good. Probably a .obj, this file. Let's have a look. Flowers. Flowering plants. Yeah, it is an OBJ. Okay, so we got this thing going up. But the difference is, one, we don't need the shadow. Two, I'm going to change the texture to the one that I edited. Where is it? There we go. And then, oh no, just realized I'm going to need the other texture for the flower part. Just when I thought I'd got this. Okay, get rid of the shadow faces. Keep the part. Triangulate the quads if I can. Won't let me triangulate the quads, which means only one thing. There are multiple overlapping verts. Which means... Yep, there we go. Merge all the verts at distance. Tries the quads. There we go. That was an easy fix. Okay, so that's going to be the plant part. So we go plant part material. Golden flower material. It's going to be a lot of flowers. So, shading time. These have all got an alpha texture on them. Basically, an alpha is just see-through, like a see-through PNG. So we connect that to the alpha node, and then we should, when we change this, hey, have see-through texture. And then we have the shadow mode. Show backface. Backface culling? No, let's do alpha clip. Because then that looks fine. We don't really need backface culling. There we go. Flower power. Indeed. And then we go to the plant pot. We'll make the plant pot less rough. We'll have it be 0.4. Give it a little bit of reflection property. Oh. And then we just gotta find where the room was. Ah, there we go. Do 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 do. We're up to the credits again? That's twice I've listened to both chapter 1 and 2 on stream? Jeez. Right, so... funny because I know from fact that this stream's gonna get copyrighted struck as well by the people that normally copyright strike this kind of thing because of the way that the copyright is set up for the music, but I can just put in a dispute against it. Okay. Now we gotta place all these flowers, and then after that's done, then I'm calling it. How many flowers are on the actual sprite work here? Oh my god, maybe I should actually copy the original sprite work? The last one didn't, so you should be fine. No, trust me, the stuff that I've been doing recently has been copyright struck. I've just had to dispute it. Devasia says, I take that thing back that I said earlier. One game that does strike an emotional chord with me is Dust and Elysian Tale. I've heard of that one. I've just never played it. Okay, so let's place these pretty much in the same locations as they are in game. Just for the sake of it. I want it to be as accurate as possible, so... Gonna all be the same flowers in the same pots, or are you gonna make them different colors? It's all gonna be the same stuff. Like the flowers, because of the story, the flowers are all the same type. The pots I could have made them different, but I'm gonna go with this for now. Because they do actually have significance in the story. Let's put them there. I don't believe... I found out about it through my brother, who never finished it. This is Devasia. Ooh. There's another one slightly down from this. I'm gonna see how much Undertale is now, says Damon. It's literally like a tenner, I think, if that. Let's have a look. I go on Steam now. I'm looking at Sonic Frontier's Steam page. Oh, it's £7 if you're in Britain. So yeah, it's pretty cheap and accessible as a result. And then down again, 2 at the bottom. For these, put this here. I don't believe I'm going as far, well actually I kind of do, going as far as placing these in actual locations that they are in game. another one, and then down again. Place that way. I'm just trying to like space these out a little bit. And here's a bot again. Hide the bot. And then it goes back up by 2 and then down 1. Those eyes are creepy for the character. That one! He's standing there menacingly. No, it's just the rig. Like if I was to do that, and he's fine. It's just the rig that's poking through his eyes. Ooh. Come on now. Was it up again? Yeah, and then down. This is gonna be so cool when I get like all the atmospheric lighting. I get, you know, the other bits that I want, like the lights hanging from the ceiling and stuff. When I do all of that, that's when it's gonna come into its own, and it'll really be worth all this effort. I hope people appreciate all this stuff when they come to view the animation. Like, because I'm gonna have to do like transitional pieces here where I go through each section. It's gonna be interesting looking at all the flowers and maybe making a comment on it. Up again over here. Place that this way now. And then, which is the next one? What was I up to the... Ah, okay. I go down 2. Oh. Down 2, so here. Oh. No, I brought it up. I wanted to play it now, Sister Devasia. By all means, go and play it. There's nothing stopping you. Okay, and then... up, down, up, and then that's the end. Oh, oh crap. Down about, oh, there. And then last one is up. Kind of, my personal desk is compromised at the moment. Ah, okay. There we go. So the flower room's done. So if we look at that from the bedroom. Oh my god, man. This is... Just move out of Asgore here for a moment. Just... Asgore's only in here to really get the sense of scale, but... that's with incredibly low lights, or rather no lights in the actual scene at the moment. That's just emissive glows that you can actually see in there. The thing is, I've not even give these proper reflections yet, because you can actually have that, which I'm going to do at some point. Oh, it's looking so good. Like, hang on. Let's do this. Where is it? Why isn't wireframe actually wireframe now? That's kind of strange. Ah, there we go. Looks so good. Chef's kiss. Right, get this right. we can do this where we go. This is gonna be part of the special effects and everything else. Let's do. Oh. So what we do here is this is really awesome for Blender. This is what I was on about before when I was saying like stuff in Blender is so easy to do. Where is it? Reflection plane. That's what we need. So this will now just reflect everything. So for instance, it'll make everything look super crisp. And then if we want later on, we can go into the texture and dull it in the texture. And we'll still get that really cool, really accurate reflection. Just go. Because at the moment, it's not really doing real-time reflections, right? We push this in here. Where is that? Is it this one, or...? Music's pretty chill. This one's for, trying to remember which this one is. Oh, Empty Town. This is basically the empty version of Castletown from Deltarune. I think it was this way for... some strange reason, it's not reflecting how it should. Let's try it that way. Or maybe it doesn't do it in preview mode. Let's... that might be it. But let's put a light in the scene for a moment. Okay. Now that there's a light in the scene, it's reflecting the light. And I just need the radius of this to be bigger. And we'll set the effects to about 50, and we'll set the specular to nothing. There we go. There we go, it's reflecting perfectly now. So yeah, what I'll do is, I'll leave it at that, and I shall talk to you guys later on, hopefully, or if not, you know, in the next video, whatever. Thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for staying with me and keeping me company. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, bye!